So, you're having a hard time finding things to do for you and your kids during this pandemic, you say? Well, I'm here to help you. May 11th, rent this movie. Gather little Susie and Chubby Cheeks Bobby and maybe Tiny Eric on the couch with your significant other. Pop up some popcorn and sit down and watch this Sesame Street Elmo reject run around and cut people's heads off, gore out their guts, and gouge out little kids' eyes. And I promise you, when it's over, your kids will look at you and say you are the best parent ever. I guarantee it. Hey guys, welcome to Happywax TV, and I'm telling you straight off, do not miss this movie. It is absolutely fantastic. It's called Benny Loves You. Listen, when I was a kid watching Sesame Street or the Muppets, seriously, all I could think about was, what if one of these characters, or all of them, just decided to go ham? Do you know what I mean? And just grab a knife and start killing people. And that's what this movie is, man. It's like my fucking childhood dream come to life. This little Elmo knockoff Sesame Street reject goes around, and I mean, no one's safe in this movie. I mean, he kills kids, gouges their eyes out, fucking beheads adults. Like, it's crazy, and I love it. And it's low budget. It makes it even better. It's just, oh man, it was refreshing to see this movie. Like, I'm a huge fan of like the Puppet Master series and stuff like that. I never really got on to Chucky. I did like the first one, but the 25 that came after that, I just didn't care for. But it's just, I don't know, there's just something, you know, like demonic toys and stuff, when they come to life and they start killing people. I mean, Christ, if any of my collectibles ever came to life, I'd be dead. I'd have no chance. But it's great. Let me read the synopsis very quick. Jack, a man desperate to improve his life, throws away his beloved childhood plush toy, Benny. It's a move that has disastrous consequences when Benny springs to life with deadly intentions. Okay, well, this movie is directed by Carl Holt, written by Carl Holt, and it stars Carl Holt. He plays Jack, who has just lost both his parents, and he is like a struggling animator. He does these, like, not graphic novels, but he just animates comic books and stuff. And he's on the verge of losing his job just because he's a loner. He has no friends. It's not a good time for him, basically. His parents are dead. They're going to foreclose on his house. He doesn't know what to do. So he buys this self-help tape, and it basically tells him that he needs to start over and don't be afraid of change, right? So he's got this thing where he's got this plush toy Benny that he's had, like, it's his childhood friend. Like, we all had make-believe friends, or that one toy when we were growing up. So basically what he does is he needs to start over, okay? So he throws all this stuff away. Well, Benny doesn't like that, and Benny comes back to life because basically for his entire life, Benny, this doll, and Jack have been best friends, only friends, right? So now that Benny's back to life, he'll do anything to keep Jack as his friend, and that's pretty much the premise of this movie. Anyone or anything, dogs included, that get close to Jack in any way, shape, or form, if Benny thinks they care about him, he kills them, because Benny wants to be the only guy or only thing in Jack's life. Is it goofy? Is it silly? Of course it is. Does it work? Hell yeah, it does. And it's funny too, I read a few reviews when it played at some film festivals, and some of the people who obviously have no fucking life were saying that the animation of Benny's character is not very good. And it's not, but it adds to the fun of this movie. Like, I did a review for a movie a couple weeks ago called Slacks, where these pants come to life and start killing people. Well, for the whole movie, I was wondering how they got these genes to move around on screen, and they showed it at the end of it. And I'm pretty sure they did the same thing in this movie with Benny, where it's just a guy in like a green screen kind of a suit holding the doll as it moves around, because its legs flop around and then its arms flop around and stuff like that. And then they just chroma key the guy holding the doll out. But it works. It's cheesy, goofy animation. It's the same almost as when we watch, I don't know if you guys watch South Park or not. I fucking love it. But I remember when that show first came on the air, and a lot of people were like laughing at it, not because it's funny as fuck, but because the animation was so bad. Because they really don't walk. They just kind of weeble wobble back and forth, right? So, and it's the kind of same as this movie, but it's so cheesy and goofy, and it just works. And like, they very easily could have gone like the cop-out route, you know what I mean? But they didn't, because there is tons of gore in this movie, like tons. And it's funny too, because like when he kills people, obviously there's blood and guts and intestines and eyeballs and everything flying around. But when Benny kills the other stuffed animals that Jack has in his life, it's spaghetti. It's hilarious, man. There's a knife through one of the teddy bears, and it's like fucking spaghetti. Like it's crazy, man. I loved this movie, and that's basically the premise of this movie. There really is. Well, I mean, there is a first, second, and third act, but it's more or less just Benny comes back to life and just starts killing everybody, and Jack's got to figure out how to stop him, and that's it. And then there's like a huge fight scene at the end with these robots and a couple of these other fucking dolls that come to life, and it's crazy, man. It is fucking crazy, and I absolutely loved it. I highly recommend this movie. To give it a rating, I would probably give it like a 7.5, like a really strong 7.5. Like, there's no way you're gonna sit down and watch this movie and not like it. You may not love it, you may not be gushing over it like I am, but I promise you, even as like a one-time watch, you won't be disappointed with this movie. It is absolutely fantastic. And a lot of times I don't like when the writer is also the director. You know what I mean? Because they don't want to, they tend not to edit enough out to keep the runtime going. But Carl Holt did a fantastic job, who again also stars in this movie. It's got an hour and a half runtime, maybe just a tad too long, but I mean, that's just me finding something wrong with it. Really, this is a great movie, man, and it's great because no one's safe in this movie. And when people get killed, when this Benny character is running around slashing people with axes and knives and chainsaws, like, it shows it. It shows all the blood and the guts and the gore, and that's what a movie like this needs, man. I don't want cutaway shots or blood splashing on the wall. I want to see the fucking, heads getting cut off and Christ, he sucks the one guy's intestines out with a fucking vacuum. It shows it. It's great. So, anyways, I'm going to stop there. Listen, when this movie comes out, rent it. It is absolutely worth every penny you'll pay for it. I absolutely loved it. Absolutely loved it, and I highly recommend it. If you're one of the lucky ones like me where you've seen it ahead of time at a film festival, let me know what you guys thought of it. There is actually quite a few reviews up for this. It did get very well received at the film festivals that it played at. So if you have seen this one, let me know what you think. But if not, May 11th, go rent this and then come back here and let me know what you guys thought of it. I thought this movie was fantastic, and I hope we get a sequel or something else, because I want to see this little Elmo knockoff fucker kill more people. I thought it was absolutely fantastic. Anyways, when it does come out May 11th, give it a watch. Highly recommend it. And then come back here and let me know what you thought of it, guys. And until next time, stay scared.